Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Things GarageBand. I'm Jeremy Haws. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create parallel grit, or parallel distortion it's called. And the reason you want to learn how to do this is parallel grit or parallel distortion, that gives your drums, gives your MIDI drums they sound a little bit more real, like they're real recorded drums, not like, because with MIDI you go, oh, it's MIDI because it's way too clean. No drums are, real drums, recorded drums are never that clean. What parallel grit does is it brings in that kind of dirtiness that real drums, when you're recording with all those mics and, that imperfectness. And that's what you want, So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah. Alright guys, so here we are in GarageBand, and in the last couple videos in this series we created ourselves a drummer track, then we did bass, guitars, we'll come back and dial those in later, then we bounced our drummer to MIDI. Right here is a drummer, we bounce it to MIDI, this track. This is just a track we'll use to duplicate the rest of the tracks, okay? Once we made this track, we split this track up into separate tracks, into overheads, kicks, snares, toms, drum room, snare verb, parallel compression, parallel grit. We haven't dialed any of these in yet, but I went ahead and did that already, so you can kind of hear what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to work on parallel grit now. This is your parallel distortion. It's supposed to sound nasty by itself, okay? Okay, so again, like I said, what we're going to do is parallel compression. You're going to, this track here, you're going to duplicate it, hit Command D on your keyboard, or right click and use this new track with duplicate settings, and then click this, make sure this region is lit up, hit Option and pull it down and with your mouse, and it'll copy this track down there also. Okay? But if you're following the videos, you already have this done, okay? And also what it does, it'll bring down that directional mixer you had on there, and your channel EQ and the FETISH. You want the same stuff on there, basically, okay? We'll change them a little bit for this, but the EQ and the compression, and then we're gonna add distortion on that, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna dial in our channel EQ first. This is very important. Use a high pass filter, and I got it pulled out to 250 hertz basically, with an 18 slope and a Q of 75, 71, whatever. And this cuts out all that low end. Let me show you why you do this, okay? And it'll make sense when you have the FETISH and distortion on. Check this out. If you don't have this high pass filter, check this out. Too much low end. That will kill our low end and kill our bass guitar, all that stuff. Not at all. We don't want that. That does that for it, okay? And so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna, so I have a slight cut here at this bell. Let me turn off this so you can see it, the high pass filter. I got a bell cut here at 240 to get rid of some of the mud, okay? And then I have a little bit of to bring up the presence of the distortion around. I got a boost about 2 dB around 14K, okay? Or 1.4K. Let me bring that back. 1.4K, guys. And I got kind of a really wide Q here. I've got 41, okay? So, and then also this is super, these aren't as important, these middle ones, as the high pass filter and your low pass filter. Your low pass filter, you want all the way, you want the cut, it's going to be too bright and it's going to be too sharp and harsh if you don't do this, especially after you got the distortion. Let me show you what I mean again. Yeah. Maybe the slope, 24. I'll leave it at 18 for now. Okay, so now we're going to use the same plugin as we did last time, because we copied this track, and that's FETISH by Analog Obsession. And this is great. We're just going to change the setting up a little bit in this, okay? So check this out. So for this, I've got the attack a little different. I got it at 600, and I also got the release at about 350. And I turned down the input. I think it should be only around -10. We want it more tonal. We don't want it more, so much explosive. We use a distortion for that. So make sure your threshold isn't up too high. Make your gain reduction, your threshold, around, so it takes up about -10 dBs at the max. So about right, -7, -10 is good. Okay. And then the ratio all the way slammed to the left, we want it at 4:1, the lowest it can do possible, okay? And then wet all the way up for this, okay? And then bring your output to match the volume. So check. And you can slam this, but I don't suggest it. We're not going to slam it on this one. Okay, so now we've got that done. That gives us our basically parallel compression, but a little less on there. And then next is distortion, okay? So where you're gonna go find this is you're gonna go find this under distortion, go to distortion, not distortion 2, but distortion, okay? Once you got that, we're gonna make sure that we want it to be gnarly. We want it to be pretty distorted, okay? That's the whole. But we're using it as, remember, this is a bus, so it's not affecting the whole kit. We can just bring it in a little bit, okay? So we want this to sound really bad, you guys, okay? So check this out again. Okay, so your drive, you're gonna want to turn that bad boy up. I think 30 dBs is good, but you can turn it up even more. Actually, you can really make this nasty because you're just going to be barely bringing it in. Actually, that's even better. That's good. Okay, so tone. Make sure that this isn't too bright. Again, that's why we cut a bunch of highs with the channel EQ. We don't want this building up harshness, and I can even turn down a little bit more. You don't want it too low either, or then it'll just get muddy sounding, okay? Whoops, my bad. See? That's good. Okay, and then we want to use the gain, the makeup gain, output gain, to match the level when we bypass this. Check this out. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we've got this set, dude. Let's bring this into the rest of the mix. Okay, so we're gonna turn this all the way down, and let's do this. Yeah, we don't want too much. It's supposed to be felt, not heard again. Okay, so cool. So now we got these all dialed in. I'm sure it's all out of whack with my bass and guitars. Well, yeah. So this is, this is all together. Okay, pretty cool. And yeah, it's just this is really awesome. In the next couple of videos, what we'll do is actually I think we will dial in our overheads, our kick, our snare, and our toms, and I'll show you guys some other free compressors there to dial those bad boys in. Okay. All right, guys. So again, there'll be a link in the description to your Analog Obsession plugins, especially the FETISH there. Okay, and one other thing I want to bring up real quick is that soon I will be consolidating both my channels into one channel. That's all things Logic and all things GarageBand. I'll be teaching GarageBand, Logic Pro. I'll be teaching all kinds of other stuff too, vocal, tracking, all that good stuff, guitars, bass, equipment, studio stuff, anything to do with studio. And the channel will be called Land of Haws Studios. So just know if you're subscribed to this, it will be changing over to that, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm Jeremy Haws. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves wide open. See you guys later.